Welcome, Shark. Welcome to the third module, VP3, for conducting a patentability search. Now, let's look at the materials of this case. First off, congratulations on completing your second assignment, which related to conducting a patentability search. Let's look at this case and let's analyze it in detail. So an inventor comes to you with an idea. What's the idea? It relates to disabling texting while driving, and specifically at traffic light stops. So what's the solution, or the general solution that's offered by the inventor? It's to sync texting capabilities of smartphones to traffic light signaling. So you activate at a red light and you deactivate at green light. So how do you proceed with this? In our opinion, you start off with google.com/patents. You enter some keywords or key phrases that you can come up with. So for example, we entered, traffic light and texting. Another one that you could have entered is disabling texting at traffic lights while driving. Of course, any number of different combination of keywords or phrases could be used to conduct this search. So what comes up when you enter in those types of terms? Why don't we just look at a few patents that we found? One of the patents that we found was US patent number 8594705, and we also reproduced a few of the figures below. This patent seemed to have a lot of the general concept, and it was pretty close, we thought. Let's look at another patent. Let's look at US patent number 9270809. And in this case, we copied and pasted the abstract, and it states, a method and system for disabling functions of a movement detection enabled device. The method includes monitoring a movement detection signal of the movement detection enabled device in a vehicle and determining that the vehicle is moving or is in motion right now. An electronic tag in the vehicle is detected and instructions associated with the movement detection enabled device are retrieved. It is determined that the movement detection enabled device is located within a specified proximity to a driver location, etc., etc. Again, if you read this patent in detail, you'll see again that it's actually very close to what the inventor is doing. However, I don't think it's exactly the same. How about one more patent? How about a publication number 2012/0231773? This was also another interesting patent, if you go through it, that talked about texting and disabling texting, and kind of involved traffic lights in this case. So, once you find a few patents, what else can you do? What can you do as a next step? Again, you can continue on with google.com/patents, and you can continue putting in, different keywords, different key phrases, and trying out different combinations to see what comes up. For example, you can enter traffic light signal disables texting on phone and see what happens. I think this phrase is much more specific to what the inventor is trying to achieve. So, based on all these patents that you found, what other type of information can you derive from the search? As we said, you can determine the main classes which are on the face of the patent. And in this case, it seems like the main classes that were searched by the examiners were the 455 class. Now we put some of the specific classes like 455/414.1, 456.4, or 418 to 420. However, if you want, you could just search. If you want to be, all-inclusive and very detail-oriented, you can search the entire 455 class, depending on how big it is, what your time constraints are and what your cost is by the inventor. So what do you do with these classes? As noted, you can do a class search. You can go to freepatentsonline.com, create your account, and also look at, current U.S. classifications. So you can enter in either 455, or you can enter in 455/ even more specific, what your class is. And you can do an extensive search and see what else is out there related to this concept and convey these ideas in patents and publications back to the inventor. So what else can you do? Well, after you do a keyword search and a class search, another thing that you could do is a forward-backward search, as we noted. A backward search is where, the patents that were cited by this reference, that's what you're finding. And the forward search relates to patents that cite this reference. And we believe that the easiest place to conduct such a search is google.com/patents, because if you find a patent that you think is very, very close, or the closest one you can find to what the inventor conveyed to you, you can enter in that number in google.com/patents and hit enter, and go all the way to the bottom and look at what references were cited by this references, and look at what references this reference cites. And that'll probably give you the closest prior art possible to what you think is out there. And again, this slide basically just explains what I just said. So you look at the patent citations and what was referenced by the most specific patent you think is out there. So in conclusion, once again, the patentability search involved maybe 3 steps. Doing a keyword search first. Based on that, you do a class search, and then based on that, you could do a forward-backward search. If you do that, usually you can find the closest prior art out there. So in this case, did you find such references that we mentioned? And did you find other relevant references? Probably. It seems like there's quite a few references out there regarding the concepts of texting and driving. And another question would be, would you recommend filing a patent based on these search results? And it seems that in this case, you might be able to proceed with a patent, so it seems that the inventor might be quite happy. Congratulations, Shark. VP3 is complete. Your patentability search is complete. Now you can move on to another case, whether it's an office action, an application, or another patentability search. Thank you and good luck.